In this video, we're going to do a basic overview of what makes up your class in New World. In New World, there are no traditional classes. Instead, you simply start off as a blank canvas and you develop your character as you level. There's three main areas for progression that essentially decide how your character will play and is basically the equivalent to your traditional class. These are weapons, armor, and attributes. Your weapon choice is probably the closest related to class, as this really dictates the style of play. At release, there will be 11 weapon choices. These include the sword and shield, hatchets, rapiers, the warhammer, the great axe, the bow, musket, spears, life staff, fire staff, and ice gauntlet. Each weapon has its own talent tree that you gain points in as you use that weapon. This tree gives you access to skills and abilities, but you can only have 3 abilities per weapon on your action bar. You can respec this talent tree for an in-game cost. Interestingly, in New World you can have 2 active weapons that you swap between on the fly to mix and match abilities. Generally though, some weapons will pair together in a more logical way than others. You can in theory learn every single weapon, but it won't be a good idea to have the same character just swapping between them without any thought, because you will have your attributes and they are going to really determine how your character plays as well. Attributes are your traditional stat increases as you level. There are 5 categories. These are strength, dexterity, intelligence, focus, and constitution. Strength is mainly used for melee weapons. Dexterity is used for melee agility based weapons like the rapier and the spear, but it is also used for the bow and the musket. Intelligence is for your magic weapons like the ice gauntlet and the fire staff. Focus is for healing. Constitution is for your health pool, so basically useful for characters taking damage. Some weapons have their effectiveness increased by just 1 stat, but some weapons actually have a main and secondary stat, and you need to be aware of that. Choosing how you spend these points to maximize your effectiveness is really a key part in defining what your traditional class will be. You can see how it might be more difficult to build a 2-handed mace and a fire staff character, as they will use completely different stats to increase their damage. But that's not to say it isn't possible. Attributes can be respec for an in-game cost. Finally, we have the armor, which is actually relatively simple. Armor in the game has a weight, so cloth weighs less than say like heavy mail, and all of your armor is added together and this creates like a total weight. This then determines if you're wearing light, medium, or heavy armor. To simplify, your light wearing character is probably going to be used for mages, your medium armor is going to be your melee DPS, and the heavy is going to be your tank. These 3 things combined make up what you would traditionally think of as your class. It's a system that mostly people will use to build traditional class roles, but for the creative people out there, there is a lot of freedom to make interesting builds. If you aren't happy with what you pick, you don't need to completely re-roll a new character. You can basically just respec and change your character completely. Thank you for watching the video. If you got something out of this video, do hit the like button, and if you want to see more New World content, do consider subscribing. Have a most beautiful day. Goodbye.